Dan Galushan. Welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. Hey, I've got another Z-Man bait for you, one that would be used for finesse fishing. It's called a drop kicker. Now, I have no idea because I really haven't looked it up. I don't always like to look up to see what the company says to do with it. I always look at it the ways that I might want to use it. This, to me, this drop kicker is going to be fantastic for doing a darting action and also finger jigging. It kind of reminds me of what they call a mini mite. You may have seen those, but it's kind of in between the larger mini mite and the regular small mini mite. But again, this is a Z-Man made with the Elastex, and I'll show it to you here. They said it's called a drop kicker. Here they are. They come in a package in these. These are all fallen out because I took one out of here. There it is, right here. There it is, and see how that tail, that tail's just moving all the time. So for finger jigging, that should be just absolutely super. And to rig it, of course, I'll rig it on some sort of a jig head. This is definitely not going to be anything else. Either a shroom head, which is put out by Z-Man, or I will go with the H2O head that I use, the B-Fishin Precision H2O head. Now there's a line on this thing. You can see it has ribs over on this side and it has a line up here. There's also an area here that, well, once you get it up close, you can see that over here the sides just made a little different on both sides. So what I would do is I'd come out of here with a hook. And I'll show you how I rig this. I'm going to go with a lighter weight jig head. I'm going with a real small one on this. Rods and reel wise, again, I'm going to use spinning on this. I might use my finesse, my Handing finesse casting outfit, but not with this light of a head. Now, when you hook them in, you just make sure it goes in like this, and as it starts to come around the bend, and I want to make sure I'm getting this out here. I'm not getting it where I want it. There, I said I want it on the flat side, and that's what I'm going to do. And as it comes around the bend, that's when I let it break out the side. And as it comes down, make sure that that barb that you'd see on there is pushed in there really well. And then make sure that the bait itself, and of course with Elastex you can really stretch it around, is set up. Now it just so happens that barb kind of stuck out of here, so it's a thin body. It's a much thinner body than like the other one that we were doing here just recently with the Fatty Z, the TRD Fatty Z. This drop kicker is different, but look at that tail. I think that's just going to be super for finger jigging and for darting. My B&M Sam Heaton, the super sensitive rod, I think this thing is really, really going to work well on that 7-foot rod. It's because that rod is probably one of my best finger jigging rods that I've had. It's just great. And I use the B&M reel, by the way, too, a Pro 100. But the reels, as I've told everybody, the reels, if they work well, as long as it's an open face spinning reel, finger jigging doesn't make any difference. It's the rod action that's the big thing with it. Yeah, you don't want a reel that's going to fall apart and get all bunched up and messed up like that. But as long as you get a halfway decent reel, now all that procedure is it's just going around with the bail and hitting the line, hitting your finger. The big thing is that rod, what it's doing, how it's passing along that vibration to the lure. And I think this drop kicker is going to work great for that sort of fishing. Anyway, we're going to be doing some more videos, of course, and using these, just like I told you on the TRD Fatty Z. And we're going to be using this too. We're going to see what we can do with these. I have not fished either one other than the Fatty Z in a different way, which I told you all about, where I cut the tail off of a full-size Fatty Z that was worn out. But these are actually made for this. So until next time, get out of the water and enjoy a great day of fishing.